Good day. Welcome to another episode of Throwing It Back with Sean Farrell. I am Sean Farrell. God is great all the time. All the time, God is great. And let's not waste no more time. Let's get right to it. So, the 1995 Orlando Magic, okay? A fun team to watch, an exciting team to watch. But in the end, immaturity, arrogance, and poor free throw shooting all added up to a 4-game sweep by the Houston Rockets, okay, in the NBA Finals that year. But let's take it back to the start, okay? Let's take it back to the start of the season, okay? The signs had been there from the start of the first game of the season, okay? When they lost to the Washington Bullets on opening day, when Rex Chapman hit a game-winning three. To beat the Magic on the opening game of the season for the Orlando Magic. Rex Chapman hit a three and the Magic lost, okay? And then it was still early in the season when they got blown out 124-84 in Seattle by the Supersonics, okay? So there was that, okay? And they also lost 106-103 to the Seattle Supersonics. Okay. And so the Orlando Magic, most of their 57 wins came at home because they were 39-2 at home that year. But 2 of those losses at home were to Western Conference teams. Okay. So they were 37-0 at home versus the Eastern Conference. If I have my math right, they were 39-2. No, so yes. Who knows? I'm not gonna try to figure out math right now. Okay. Anyway, they were 39-2 at home, but 2 of those losses were to the Sonics and to the Utah Jazz. Okay, the Jazz beat them 107-95, so the Jazz won by 12 in Orlando. So that's where those 2 home losses came from. Okay, 2 teams within the same division, so to speak. Okay. Yeah, 2 teams within the same division, so to speak. So, and then then they had a game with the Clippers, with the Clippers, who were one of the worst teams in the league, along with the Washington Bullets. The Clippers took them to overtime at home. Then there was a 195 loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves on the road. So through games late in the season, through games 64 through 82, the Magic played 12 road games. Okay. From game 64 on up to game 82, the Magic played 12 road games. Okay. Out of those 12 road games, they won 2. Out of those 12 road games, they won 2. And they ended the season by losing 8 straight games on the road. Okay? So the signs were there the entire season. And not only that, as a team, they shot 67% from the free throw line as a team during the regular season. Okay, so they were not a good foul shooting team the whole year. Okay, they were not a good foul shooting team the whole year. And again, they were a fun team, exciting team to watch, but there was immaturity there. And I remember they blew out the Celtics 124-77 in game 1 of the first round. Okay. Then the Celtics came right back and defeated them 99-92 in game 2. And the Celtics played them pretty damn tough in Boston Garden, in the final games in Boston Garden. Boston played them tough. They were close games, but the Magic ended up pulling him out. But still, though, the signs were there. They struggled to put away Boston in 4 games. They did lose a game at home to the Chicago Bulls in the second round, game 2. They didn't win a single road game in the conference finals versus the Indiana Pacers. And I watched game 4. I went back and watched game 4 against the Indiana Pacers. Shaq had 16 points, 10 rebounds, and he fouled out. Okay. But not only that did he foul out, and not only did he have a subpar game, he also picked up a couple of cheap fouls, missed 3 dunks, and was 0 for 8 from the free throw line. Okay. So, yeah. But the Magic made it through. Magic made it through to the NBA Finals. Okay. And if you remember, the Orlando Magic had a saying by their owner, Rich DeVos. He had a saying that said, "Why not us? Why not now?" Okay. And so they entered the 1995 NBA Finals. Okay. And it's what I call the Fatal 4, stemming from Nick Anderson's 4 his free throws, the Fatal 4. But there's a lot of talk that Houston was up 20. Not Houston. There's a lot of talk that Orlando was up by 20 at the half. Okay, they were up by 20. They were up by 18 at the half. Here's what really happened. Okay, here's the real story, I should say. Orlando did lead by 20 at one point. They led by 20 like midway through the second quarter. Okay, then as the second quarter was winding down, Olajuwon picked up his 3rd foul, which sent Olajuwon to the bench for the rest of the half. So Orlando's up 20. Olajuwon sitting on the bench. But Houston made a late rally near the end of the second quarter and halftime. Okay. They made a late rally to cut the lead down to 11 at halftime. So for all the people who say Orlando was up 18, they were up 20 at the half. No, they were up by 11. Okay. Houston rallied and cut the lead down. Okay. Then Houston picked it up in the third quarter. Not only did they pick it up in the third quarter, they actually led by 7 at the end of the third quarter. Okay. Yeah. So, everybody remembers the Fatal 4, which I'll get to in a quick second, okay? So, the Rockets took charge in the third quarter. Orlando fought back. They still had Shaq Penny, Nick Anderson, Dennis Scott. Horace Grant had 15 points and 16 rebounds in game 1. But some things happened in the final minute that led to the fatal four. The Magic were up by 3. Hardaway missed a floater. Grant rebounded and got it back around to Brian Shaw, who missed a 3-pointer. Hardaway again rebounded, and the ball ended up in Nick Anderson's hands. Nick Anderson was around a 70% free throw shooter for the season. Okay. And so, again, the Magic as a team, they shot only 67% as a team from free throws the whole season. Of course, the main culprit being Shaq. Okay. But, yeah. So Nick Anderson shot 70%. And if you remember, the first free throw he missed, he's been beating his chest like, as if to say, come on, man. As if to say, come on, man. Then he misses the free throw. The second free throw. He gets the rebound. Yeah. Like as if to say, okay. I'm upset I missed those two, but I get another chance. And then Brian Shaw ran up to him and said, hey, let that go. We know what you can do. And so he misses the third one, okay? And if you notice, Penny Hardaway has his back turned because he just can't bear to watch. He just can't bear to watch Nick Anderson at the free throw line. So then they were interviewing Rockets and the Magic several years later. Maybe you've seen that Orlando documentary, this Magic moment, okay? And so he misses the third free throw, and Mario Ellie, and he starts smiling. Nick Anderson starts smiling, okay? Then Mario Ellie is like, you know when the guy starts smiling at the line, he's tight, okay? And of course he missed, it. A fourth one. Kenny Smith hits the 3. Game goes into overtime. The Magic nearly won it, but when the Magic inbounded the ball to Dennis Scott, Robert Horry blocked it. So he blocked Dennis Scott's potential game-winning 3 at the end of the fourth quarter. And then game goes into overtime, and that has prohibited them much the series. The Magic led. Houston led 63-41 at halftime in Game 2. Okay, the Magic attempted to come back, but every time the Magic attempted to come back, Olajuwon hit a shot. Sam Cassell hit several big shots. He had 31. Nick Anderson did have 11 points. But it was midway through Game 2 on into the third quarter where he only had like 1 point. Okay. And so, Kenny Smith talked about this on NBA Open Court one day. He said, whenever you're playing a team like Utah, okay, when you get into the town, you usually know everything that's going on about that team, about Utah, okay? So Kenny Smith recalls that when they got into Orlando for the NBA Finals, they found out that Nick Anderson and Penny Hardaway, Nick Anderson and Dennis Scott were I can't remember. Penny Hardaway, Dennis Scott, Nick Anderson, may have been all 3 of them, but they were all at the mall, okay? And then the Rocket players were like, at the mall? What is Dennis Scott and Penny Hardaway doing at the mall? And so, Kenny Smith said, that's when Kenny Smith said, well, if their attitude is like that, they don't deserve to win. And I remember Kenny Smith saying, listen, You know they're not going to stay focused. Let's just keep on playing, okay? And that's what the Rockets did. They kept on playing. They never panicked. They came back. And of course, it's a 4-game sweep. And something that I forgot to mention. The signs have been there all season. That Orlando was a little immature. Well, that was on. Well, the signs were there all throughout the postseason. Okay, because I remember in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals versus the Indiana Pacers, the Pacers actually led by. The Pacers led by 18 early on. They led 23 to 5 in Game 1. The Indiana Pacers led 23 to 5 in Game 1. Okay. Now they were able to come back and win that game. Okay. The Magic were able to come back and win that game, but yeah. So yeah, the signs were there all season. Poor free throw shooting, immaturity led to the fatal 4. It's unfortunate, but that's life in the NBA. All right, that's it, and that's all for Throwing It Back with Sean Farrell. I'm out of here. Peace out. May God bless you all. See y'all on the next one.